Hello and welcome to Glory Girls.
Hello.
Hello.
Right.
No silly voices.
Right. Right. So this is the
next episode.
Yeah, the next episode in our guide to the new season
cards.
4 cards.
We've got to find a title for
We
that.
skirt around that name every time.
So we're still working on a thing. We're currently looking at the Blacksmith.
Sketchy. Hang your head in shame.
Guild review.
Right. So I'm Luke.
I'm Rich.
I'm Dave.
Okay. Cool. So we're currently looking through the season 4 cards.
Yep.
We're trying to basically going through the changes of each of the individual characters and our thoughts on the changes.
Where we think the guild's going, because obviously Steamforge has made quite a big deal recently about how they're addressing the guilds and looking at what style they want each guild to have. So we can sort of make sure that we can see that, basically.
I think they're trying to make a guild's playstyles a bit more clear, a bit less convoluted, and then also
a little more unique as well.
And then trying to simplify some of the more complex characters.
Yeah.
Because there's some that have got, like, the back is almost full of rules and stuff, and you don't even use half of them.
Yep. And we've seen a couple of cards already that have less words on the back.
Yeah, I mean, it's all free stuff, but it's just complicated stuff. Then because you normally have the cards face up, or you're always looking at the front bit, you very rarely look on the back unless you know them off by heart.
This is it. And to be honest, there's rules out there that we always forget.
Yeah.
Foul odour.
Funny that.
I only ever forget it on my turn, though, not the opponents.
Okay, so Rich is the, out of us, he's the one who's played Blacksmith more than any of us.
Yep.
You played him competitively.
Yep.
I've only played...
Took him to Vengeance.
Yeah, I think I've had less than 10 games with them, I reckon.
I played a game with them.
And it was the second six.
And it was the second six, yeah.
So, ready for some good insights from GG Dave. So, what we're going to do, we've
divided the cards up.
The cards up into mascot and... Not mascot.
Mascot, oh my god,
Literally,
dude.
you can't swim by mascot.
Master and apprentice into pairs, and then we're all doing 2 pairs each.
Massive spoil of season 4. Blacksmiths have got mascots now.
Have you not noticed that on the back of the cards, Luke?
It's been a long day.
Very true.
Right, Rich, you start with Furnace and the 2 Cinders.
Yes, I got Furnace and 2
just shut up
Cinders.
there.
It's alright, mate, don't worry. It's alright, we'll come to you in a minute. Okay. So, we'll kick it off with Furnace. Personally, one of my favourite characters. Pretty much always made my 6 in season 3.
He's also one of the nicest models.
He is. This is it. To be honest, he's the model that I took the most time painting. So,
Oh, yeah, you're doing your wet blending for a
I
sword.
was doing the wet blending on the sword and things like that, getting some tips off Max, messing it up. Didn't look great, but either way. So
You tried, that's the main thing.
it did indeed.
God
So
loves a trier.
that's what my missus says.
That's what I tell myself after every tournament today.
So
Furnace, right? So his stat line he's kept it basically. It's movement, tack, kick, etc., have all remained the same.
Still got 2-inch melee.
Still got a 2-inch melee, which is a great start. He's still got his 20 hitboxes, which is great. His playbook again stayed the same. Completely. It's a strong playbook. It's pretty much stayed as it is. He's a setup piece. He still does his job. Do you know what I mean? Basically, one at a time, lads, is no longer free, sadly, but they were getting away with doing away with free cost character plays anyway. So, one at a time, lads, is now cost 1. It's still range 6, but it's no longer an AOE of 3 inches. They've changed it up a little bit now, so it's you select a friendly model, and models within 2 inches no longer suffer crowding out penalties. So it's kind of changing the fact that models still gain gang ups.
I prefer that.
It's also enhanced. It's the 3-inch AOE is now a 5-inch, or
This is it, depending on the base size,
or a 50mm on the Faris. Then you suddenly got like a 6-inch aura around a model that you can remotely place on it.
Because I used to a couple of times when someone's got one at a time lads up, I've just gone in with somebody and gone, I'll push you out of that.
Yeah. Well, this is it, but
now it's on them.
Obviously, it's not detrimental to someone attacking that character. It's just a bonus for someone who wants to maybe fight out or maybe get an attack off to make the dodge away. So you can sort of reposition. So it's got
Well, you got to go climb
uses.
into a scrum to get the ball. Then you can go in and not be affected by those crowd outs.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, give it to Alloy.
Yeah.
Go flying in, strip the ball, and
It's really good.
away.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. So overall,
So breaking that when your brewers have got the ball, the farmers have got the ball in the middle, you can just send them in.
This is it. So overall,
really
it's a strong change.
It's such a small change. And it's made such
pretty standard. He's kept his tooled up, which is perfect.
There was a lot of fear on the internet when they would mention initially that I can't remember what character.
I think they saw the season 4 launch pack and they noticed that Spigot had lost his tooled up, so everyone started speculating that tooled up
was going out.
We know by this point that tooled up is now on Esters.
Yeah, we know.
Good point. Yeah.
So that was
just moved it around
a few weeks ago, I guess. By the time you're hearing this,
yeah.
So back of his card.
Well, the entire thing will be spoiled by the time.
Well, yeah, this is it. This is the point. Anyway, so he has kept Searing Strike, which is -1 armor to the model that you have damaged, and the Burning Condition, which is great. He's kept Sentinel, so it's +1 armor to apprentices when they're in the area, when within 1 inch. Sorry. Sadly, he has lost Fireforged, but again, that might be one of the rules that people are kind of generally forgetting. Especially with sort of when you're using Burnish for his reduction.
Yeah.
To sort of get rid of other conditions, but
as an alchemist, it makes me happy.
Well, I was going to say, as a blacksmiths player, it feels like another cheeky buff to the alchemists. So anyway, he's lost Fireforged, which is a sad thing to lose. He's still got a legendary play called Tempered Steel. It's a 6-inch aura. Instead of gaining +1 armor, though, he now gains +1 tack, which makes him a tack 7 model, which is always nice.
Ooh, yeah.
And tack 7 with a 6 long playbook.
Tack 7 with a 5 long playbook.
5 long playbook.
So he already has a brewer's playbook, as some people say. But the rest of his legendary, if this model has the captain model type, while within this aura, friendly models gain +1 tack and Searing Strike.
That is so strong.
That's really, really strong. He
Perfect
now
in the mirror.
Well, yeah,
searing down that armor.
This is it. So
that is really,
if you're coming up against a Mason's team, a Blacksmith's team, etc., crack on, and Furnace might be your man. He has kept.
Tooled up is such a strong thing anyway. Though I think he's
you'd
not
struggle,
an clue, but you really want to put him.
You'd struggle to leave him at home.
Yeah,
I never leave him at home because that he has kept the best stat. His 3-8 kick.
Yeah.
No one expects the cheeky Furnace goal.
It's 7-inch sprint and an 8-inch kick.
7-inch sprint and a 2-inch melee for if you have to stay engaged to a
tackle
model.
on 1.
Tackle on 1.
Yeah, get the ball.
This is it. Literally, if he goes up to if you have that at the end, pop his legendary for tack 7.
One at a time, lads, himself.
Yep, and you're getting that tackle on 1, sprint, and you're in. You're off.
See, very subtle changes. So really, with those new changes, are you as bothered about? Is it the Fireforged or something with the...
No, not really. Like I said, it was just a nice thing to have.
Yeah.
Whereas this, he's still a super strong character.
It was only against the first time it took the burning condition anyway. So even if you're playing against an alchemist team, it doesn't really make.
And you don't really come against alchemists that often.
This was it, and then you will in season 4. But then you've got Harry who throws out his Molotovs. So there's a couple of swords.
Stoker, Esters with a
no longer.
Yeah,
she can no longer set people on fire. But so it was nice to have. But
is there as much burning about?
Probably not.
Probably, yeah. That's
either way.
So, the day.
Anyways, we'll move on. Cinder. We'll go normal Cinder first because I'm more excited about her change than the vet Cinder. Basically, normal Cinder. Her tackle has moved down from 3 successes down to 2, which is big, especially when you're doing your ranged attacks.
She's still got a ranged, I assume.
She still has her ranged attack. It's just now called Far Strike rather than Hot Shot.
Which is consistent with other people.
Which is consistent
to bring in all the names
to Falconers, basically. So it standardises the rule. So if you say she's got this attack, more people are more likely to understand what she's doing. So she still has Decoy, which is still +2 defense, and she still has Kill the Ball, which is still amazing. 6-inch, blow the ball up, receive a goal kick. Great. She still has 13 health. Her stats have remained the same. Literally, it's just that reduction from her tackle.
It just moves the tack down from box to box 2.
Which is massive.
It's huge. The amount of times I've used her and gone, right, I'm going to try and hot shot the ball. You're like, tap 5, I've got to get the ball on 3. It's very unlikely.
This is it. So if you take the standard playbook of a 4-1, it just makes it that much more likely that you will achieve that now.
Yeah.
So
which is fair because that's her big thing, isn't it? The range tackle and the popping the loose ball are the things that you want it for.
This
He's
is
supposed to go retrieve the ball, unsnap it, and pop it, and stick it back in your
This is it.
And then, I suppose.
Yeah, well, this is it. She still has unpredictable, and she still has kindled furnace.
1-inch melee.
1-inch melee. Yep. So it's pretty standard. She's still a strong character.
Very small change, but a very good change because the tackle was something you always wanted to do but struggled.
Exactly. Yeah. This is it. So overall, really happy with that. So, Vetsinder. The changes to Vetsinder were probably required.
Yeah, she was becoming a bit of a thing as a bit of a damage machine.
She's still got 2-inch melee. She's still got 12 health. Her stat line has remained the same. The real change comes to her playbook. The tackle has gone up by 1, but attack 6 model. It's not really making much of a difference. The other changes are the 5 damage has been reduced to 4. And the 7 damage has been reduced to 6. Which, in hindsight, it's probably required, seeing as she still has sweeping charge. So on the charge, she'll do a flat 3 damage to everybody in her melee zone.
And you have Tooled Up in Guild.
And
so Furnace can give +1 tack.
Exactly. So, she'll be charging in at sort of like tack 7 +4 with +1 damage. So she's back up to that damage anyway, plus you've got your sweeping charge.
It's a bit harder to get it.
It's a little bit of work.
A little bit, yeah.
And a bit of setup.
This is it. She still has Grim Vengeance and she still has Searing Strike. So overall, she's still a really strong damage dealer. And if you're playing into a team that aren't playing a lot of football or aren't going to be trying to hold the ball at the back, so you don't need that range tackle, crack on with Vetsinder and she'll get some work done.
I haven't actually looked at the back of the card, so what is Grim Vengeance?
Right. Grim Vengeance. Once per turn during this model's activation, when it inflicts the taken out condition on an enemy model, highly likely with the amount of damage that she can kick out, this model may immediately declare an extra attack, a kick, or make a 2-inch dodge without spending influence.
Okay, so that's good then.
So you can kill someone, dodge into the next one, and rinse and repeat.
Yep.
Oh no, you can't. You can dodge in.
Oh yeah, dodge in, but then she can spend the rest of her influence because I'd imagine she'll kill a lot of people on the charge.
Kill them on the charge with maybe 7 damage, so 10 damage to kill a wounded player, etc., etc. If you've still got Burnish, she can be dealing some additional damage to finish off a player that he's warmed up for her, literally.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
So with those, we'll call it that a group.
That group overall,
there's
still
tiny tweaks.
Master and Apprentice, isn't it? Effectively? Although I suppose Vetsinder's technically not.
Yeah.
Not Furnace's apprentice, but you'll still take Furnace for the tooled up. Because obviously, for those who don't know, the fluff, Vetsinder's kind of gone out on her own after Furnace has died.
Killed.
Spoilers. Are we still allowed to call it spoilers when everyone's had ample opportunity?
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
It was spoiled at Vengeance, which is months ago. So it's not. It's
if you haven't heard by now, then we're not.
It's hardly front page news.
What? Furnace is gone.
Shock horror.
Yeah,
but anyway, so
I like that. I think that overall, demonstrates just a minor change can make a lot of difference.
This is it. So yeah, definitely. So 2 positive changes with Cinder and Furnace, and a change that was probably required to Vet Cinder for balance purposes. With by this point, everyone's probably checked out Vet Decimate. If not, check out our podcast on the Brewers, which will be released at the same time as this.
So Dave, who are you doing? No.
Amble and Sledge.
Okay, cool.
So, get Amble's card up. So Amble has had a speed boost, so he's gone up to a 5/7 move. Just suppose in a way, I think he's probably been one of those ones that suffered in that him and Sledge have kind of fallen out of favour a lot with Blacksmith players. So I think his speed was possibly one of the issues. So they've speeded him up. Apart from that, his stat line has remained the same. His playbook has changed a little bit, so he's still got the Momentous knockdown on 1, so he's still taking him for that early knockdown. But also he's got the Momentous push has stayed the same. His tackle's gone 1 higher, so that's now on 3 successes rather than 2, so he's not quite as good at getting the ball. But he's got the Momentous Guild Ball symbol has now moved down to the second column, so he can now put out singled out or while the iron's hot on 2 successes. His 2 damage has come down again, so it's given them again access to early damage, and it's stayed non-momentous. He's still got his momentous double push on 4. He's got a non-momentous knockdown double push on 5, and his non-momentous 3 damage has gone from his 6th column to his 5th column because the other big change I suppose we've got is that he's now a 5-long playbook on a TAC 6 model, so he's gained what we still call Brewers playbooks.
That's the thing now with Furnace as well. He's gone from a TAC 5-long playbook with TAC 6, hasn't he?
Yeah, so they're starting to give the Master. I suppose in a way, I don't know if it's going to carry on as a trend or not. But
Furnace has always had a playbook shorter than his TAC.
Yeah, the same. They've now brought Anvil
as well. So I'm wondering if maybe I don't know because we haven't gone through it all. But maybe all of the Masters have now got that. So sort of demonstrating their mastery of the arts that they're employing. So that's his playbook. So there's a few changes there, and some of the damage is a bit easier. And obviously he's now got more of a potential to wrap. Singled out is still singled out and still stayed the same. While the iron's hot is stayed the same. So
it's a mini Piper legendary.
Again, it's had that rewording that they've done with a lot of them. So they've pulled. It's things like the zone has disappeared off of character plays. So now the zone is now included in the text. So at the start of the text, you've got the 6-inch pulse, whereas before it was in a little box section. So they've just cleaned it up a little bit, I think. So you've got 6-inch pulse. Choose either the friendly or enemy goalpost. Friendly models within the pulse may make a 2-inch dodge directly towards the chosen goalpost. So still super strong. You can push everyone forward or pull them all back as you want, as long as they're within 6 inches. And you can now do it on 2 success. Well, you could do it on 3 success before. Now you can do it on 2. He has become a bit more hardy. He's gained 3 points of health, so he's now on 22 versus 19. So again, quite a nice change.
And he's tough hide still.
I was going to say, on the back of his card,
2,
he's still retained tough hide.
And 22 boxes.
3 armour, 22 boxes now. So he is fairly sturdy in that he might be hanging around in a fight. And with his 5-7 move, he's more likely to be in that fight as well. Sentinel has stayed, so we've already covered that with Furnaces, so it's still the same, +1 armour, more than in the aura, and obviously won't stack. Tested Metal, his legendary players changed completely, and I think it's brilliant. It's almost like I was reading this saying, I'm going to start playing Blacksmiths in Season 4. The only problem is I can't play Blacksmiths, Alchemists, Union, and whatever else I want to play in Season 4.
Fish as well.
But can you play any of those teams with just 6 players for the whole season?
Union. I played Union for 6.
So it's new legendary.
No, it's new legendary. So before he used to gain +1 tack, which is what Furnace has now got. And then if he was the captain, then models within the aura would gain tough hide. So now he gains stoic instead, so immune to the first push.
Yep.
And if he is the captain, then models within the aura gain tough hide and stoic. So they become hard to kill. And you can't push them around either.
So,
well, you can, but you have to take one push first before you can.
Season 3, interesting story. Graham, one of our local players, took Falconers to a recent event, and he came against a Blacksmiths player, and he said the one turn he was set up with all the Harriers and everything. Then Anvil done his legendary. Everyone got tough hide, and he said it basically won him the game because he just couldn't get down all like the high def players and stuff like the 4-1s, the 5-0s, all that kind of stuff. He said he just couldn't get it down with the tough hide, and he said it basically allowed him to then position, weather the storm, and then just go at him the next turn. And now to add stoic as well.
Yeah,
big
so
buff.
Effectively his legendary hasn't. All he's done is he's lost +1 tack, and he's now got a longer playbook or a short playbook with attack 6, so he's still got a kind of a benefit there.
Yeah.
And stoic, I think, is really powerful, and especially if you take him as captain and you can give it to everybody. So I think you might. I mean, I know there's a few of them that emerged at the head of the packs first for who would be captains at the Masters, and I think some of the changes he's got now, the hardiness of him, and the other things that he brings means that you might consider using him as a captain.
Yeah. Because I think with the legendaries now, it seems that they all seem really situational, and that's part of you pick the right guild. If you pick the right captain against the right guild, because generally speaking, Rich, you'll probably agree, is you generally use Burnish as captain for most of your game.
Because he was super strong.
Yeah. So now, So now you would, if you've got a team like that are quite pushing you about and damagey, you'd probably look at Anvil. Furnace, you'd look at him for different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
this is it. Like I would definitely pick Anvil over the other masters into Ox Butchers, for example.
Yeah, tough hide and stoic.
Tough hide and stoic.
Around, you can't.
This is it. It would probably be the best choice in that sort of.
So with this, it makes your and with the roster sizing,
the choice a lot harder.
But that should be what Blacksmiths are all about. Is that the masters are the things, and
And because of the way the captain mechanic works with them, I think picking the right captain in the right game is one of the skills or one of the tactical choices you've got. So I think the fact that they're actually making the Masters
your hard decision even harder.
is great.
To be honest, it could be harder if they hadn't increased the team limit to 12, because the Blacksmiths only have 13 players. So you only have to leave one at home, because you would definitely take Vet Cinder. So I would probably still, well, we haven't reviewed
we haven't talked yet,
but maybe Iron would still probably stay at home. But Anvil and Sledge, pack your bags, boys. You're coming on the road.
Yeah. So I like the change, because that's the thing with the. Well, playing against Blacksmiths, I find if your opponent picks the right team against you, they're pretty much super advantageous the whole game. If they pick the wrong team against you, you might as well pack up. You pretty much lost the game. You can lose before even deploying your models if you pick the wrong team sometimes.
Exactly.
Sorry, I've really interrupted you.
Yeah, we're jumping into the the end review. So Sledge...
I found me words.
Words and stuff.
Do you have another name in the episode?
No, he doesn't. Look at his faces. He doesn't want to try again.
Well done.
His stats have remained completely the same. So effectively, still 5/7, still TAC 5, 3/6 kick, Def 4 on 1, 1/3 influence, and he's still got a 2-inch mellow. So still very tasty. Basically, his playbook is where I think pretty much all of his changes have happened, and it's just dialed his damage up. So effectively, his tackle is still there on 1, so he can still retrieve the ball if he needs to. But his momentous 1 has now gone up to a momentous 2
on 1 success.
On 1 success. So he's definitely, you know what you're getting.
Plus tooled up.
Plus tooled up, yeah.
3 on 1 success.
He's got his
can have 3 influence.
His non-momentous Guild Ball symbol is still there on 2, but his non-momentous push has gone up to 2 successes as well, or kind of gone down to 2 successes,
which is great for his counter attack game.
It is, but by the same token, a 1-inch push normally, unless you're stretched for a threat range, people are going to base him and you won't be able to push him away.
True, but being 2 inches himself, it's really useful.
Yeah, if people don't do it, if people don't base him, then he's going to be able to push him away quite easily.
Yeah.
His momentous 2 has now gone up to momentous 4 on 3 successes. So really dialing the damage up.
On 3 at TAC 5.
And he's then got a non-momentous knockdown on 4, and his double push has moved from 5 successes to 4. So again, he has actually got a good counter attack if you've got him right, or if, say, he might have Pile Driver already on him, sat there waiting for the next person to attack him. The counter attack is guaranteed to get a double push, really. Well, not quite guaranteed, but fairly confident.
Well, say you've started warming a player up, like Anvil's been in, he's singled them out, so he's got his +2 tack anyway. They've just stood up, they're trying to dodge away. Sledge comes in, get back here, son.
Yeah.
Boy.
His next line used to be a momentous 4, now it's a momentous 6, so really dialing the damage up again. His knockdown is momentous on 6 successes, and then a momentous 8 damage at the top of his playbook.
I somehow don't think he'll be taking that knockdown on 6.
No.
Well, it depends if he's charged in or not, but I don't want to jump to the back of his car quite yet.
How many boxes? His boxes stayed the same?
His boxes have gone up slightly, so he used to have 12, he's now got 13, so he's slightly tougher, but it's not going to make it's not going to change the maths that much on whether he's going to get taken out.
He was a bit of a victim.
Yeah, I think he still is kind of victim stat.
Well, that's the standard for all apprentices, isn't it?
Yeah. But with a 4-1, he's still fairly kind of durable.
4-2 if he's standing next to Anvil.
Yeah, but how likely is it he's going to be? Unless he's already.
They're both the same speed.
I'm thinking if he's, you're going to. No, I suppose actually you'll send Anvil
because Anvil's now this is it. Because Anvil's now faster.
He's not old man waddling back.
Yeah,
exactly. So now
tall dwarf.
Anvil does his job. He runs in, gets his knockdown, gets his singled out, and then warms him up for Sledge.
Yeah, if I didn't cover it, Anvil's still got a 1-inch melee, so he's still kind of.
So he needs to be taking his knockdown on 1.
He needs to be taking his knockdown. Pile Driver has stayed the same. The wording's been cleaned up slightly, but that's all. So he still gets +3 net hits when he uses it, or when he casts it first. The new part on his back of his card is Powerful Charge. So during a charge, in addition to 1 or more playbook damage results, the target enemy model suffers a knockdown condition. So any of the damage he picks, he's winning a knockdown. Which I suppose, in a way, I suppose because he might get the knockdown off, not often charge. I was thinking, why has he got knockdowns on his playbook? But actually, it's because he's not going to be charging every time.
So realistically, if he's got pile driver up and charges, he's what?
He's rolling 9 dice with +3 net hits. So
he's hitting momentous 4 without rolling a dice.
No,
3 successes is momentous 4.
Yes, momentous 4. I'm looking at his old card for some reason rather than his new one.
Yeah.
So he's already doing momentous 4 and a knockdown before even rolling the dice.
And with tutelage,
he can get pile drive
for free. So effectively, he can guarantee 4 damage knockdown on a charge. Because the net hits is after armor, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The net
so
hit,
effectively,
you can have, for example, the example I always use when talking about the net hits. You've got Velocity standing in cover with Nimble up, who's like 6s in cover. You're still hitting a momentous 4 and a knockdown before even rolling a dice. That's incredible.
Which, yes, as Velocity's now only got 9 boxes.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's him, yeah. So he is now kind of, pound town, charge him in, fire and forget missile almost, really.
So, Rich, they never used to be in your team.
No, they would not, but they are definitely there now. Yeah, you're probably going to cover it next, but after we've covered Burnish, it'll really sort of come into.
I've got Burnish.
I'm doing Ferrite and Iron.
All right, no problem. So over to you, Luke.
I'm going to go with Ferrite next, who was kind of like I always referred to as like a poor man's honour. Yeah. So she stayed pretty much identical. So she's still got a 5/7 move, tap 5, 4/8 kick, 3/2 armor, 3 influence. Her playbook has stayed identical. So that's all the same. Her character plays have stayed identical. So she's got acrobatic, disarm, and weak point.
They're even in the same order on the card.
Yeah. So that would suggest she's still got 17 boxes. That would suggest that realistically she was a pretty balanced thing. Yeah. Although I found a lot of people used her as a captain initially when Blacksmith first came out.
Because she was so amazing.
They were like, "Oh my god, she's so good."
Before we saw the second 6, literally we all looked at her and gone, "Yes, she's got a very similar style to Honor. She'll run in, get you a goal." Done.
Yeah. She's got Get Over Rear Iron still on the back.
Still 10 inches.
Still 10 inches. She's lost Hobble. That is the only change.
Which again is probably a rule that people forgot.
People forgot it, and it's season 4. I feel is that they're trying to they're trying to like increase engagement, reduce the negative play experience, none of this holding off kind of thing, and they're going around hitting people, losing 2 movement.
Yeah, but after a Ferrite activation where maybe they've lost 2 movement, they've lost 2 tack, and lost an armour, it's a little bit.
Then she scored a goal, and you're like, "Oh, that's my captain sat on a full stack with -2 tap, -2 move."
Yeah,
and -1 armour.
Especially someone like
Tapper,
who would be that a 2/4?
It'd be a 2/4 with tack 4 and a 3/0.
Yeah, this is it.
So I think that's probably going towards reducing like the negative style play experiences potentially.
Oh no, sorry, he's a 2/5. It would be down to a 2/5, but yeah.
Her legendary has stayed the same.
So she's just lost Hobble then, basically.
Yeah. Although her legendary is an aura rather than the pulse, which is quite a big change, really.
Yeah.
So
I found pulse is better.
It's a difficult one because if people are passing around and then dodging to start an activation in there, I don't know.
No, because pulse is when
her legendary has changed.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's to an aura,
but it's lost Hobble as well.
Oh yeah, it's lost the Hobble. Yeah, she's lost.
Because Hobble's gone completely.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is a pulse is better because she triggers it, and then all of a sudden everyone in with 6 has it.
They haven't got to stay in the.
They haven't got to stay in the aura.
She can trigger it and then run off.
This is it. They haven't got to stay.
She had to kind of hang around.
Exactly. She's literally then just flapping in the air in the middle, going stay within 6 so you can have your +2 move.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose in a way that makes it more of a challenge to use.
Yeah.
True, but I prefer the pulse.
Everyone prefers pulses.
But generally speaking, you play any Ferrite player, you kick the ball to, and the first activation is Ferrite legendary. I'm going to go and get the ball and do stuff. She'll go forward, do Get Over Rear Iron with his +2 movement, then pass the ball to him, dodging forward, put impetu. Do you know what I mean? And
but as you said yourself, you don't see a lot of Ferrite nowadays. Now the second box has come out, you see a lot more Burnished captains.
Yeah.
To be honest, I can't remember the last time I used Ferrite.
Interesting. I think she's definitely got a place. 3-2, 17 boxes a thing, and it black up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she hasn't got a 2-inch melee and a 1 damage double dodge.
She's got more health than Blackheart. Blackheart's only got 16
I
health.
thought you had 17. Okay.
Not that I know his card off by heart or anything.
So that's
I spent the last 3 years looking at it.
Yeah.
so that's Ferrite. She not a lot of changes to this, and not a lot to report.
Cool.
So
It's funny because I love the art for Ferrite, and when I saw the art for Blacksmith, she was the one that thought, oh yeah, that looks like a really nice model.
you mean not Iron?
I don't want to talk about I didn't like Iron, but yeah.
Some bloke who nicked his horse.
It's still the model.
The model.
The model for Iron, I'm like, oh my god.
Can't bring out an alt model, Rocky Iron.
Without a big metal belly. But yeah, to be fair, the model itself kind of...
Rookie Iron is just a kid with a bucket on his head.
I don't want to say that I play for aesthetics, but sometimes I really do. It's one of the reasons why I didn't play Avarice and Greed when they were good. Well, still are good, I suppose. But
Not for fish.
But yeah, in the season 2 when it was like the 7th activation, I still never used them even when I played Green.
Yeah.
Okay.
The model thing.
So we digress. Iron. He's still got a 1-inch melee. He's still got a 4-6 move. He's still got attack 6. He's still got a 2-6 kick. However, he's now defense 3 armor 2 instead of defense 2 armor 2, and his influence has stayed 1-4. So that is a huge thing. He was what, 14 boxes with tough hide and a 2-2. He was just a victim.
Yeah, he was. Even with tough hide, he was still a victim. 14 health. Tough hide's not going to keep you alive.
Yeah.
Especially not when you knock him down and unlock that extra attack for the knockdown because he's defense 2.
Yeah.
At least going down to depth 2, you still can't wrap for fun.
This was it, basically, and yeah.
Okay, so his playbook has stayed identical, I think. Yeah, his playbook has not changed at all.
Okay.
And his impetus has changed slightly. It was this model gains +2/+4 move. It now gains +2/+2 move.
Oh.
So he goes down to a 6-8
speed.
rather than a 6-10.
I mean,
Which
10
then went
inches
up
was
to
a lot for a dude in armour.
But then on Ferrite's Legendary, it was a 6-12, and then that was after she then
8-12.
8-12. Sorry, yeah, and 8-12. That was when she dodged him. She then didn't get a rear iron to him, and then that was when he done his iron goal.
Yeah.
So he's still got battering ram on the back of his card. He's still got close control. He's still got tough hide, and try hard is now just an ability, so it's not a heroic. So it says when this model makes a shot while within 2 inches of the enemy goalpost, the TN is reduced by 1. So he's still got his 2+.
Now I have to ask the expert on Blackheart. I've got him on the brain now. Blacksmith.
So with this, actually,
but
sorry,
no, I was just going to say, was his the only heroic in the faction, or in the guild? Sorry, or were there others as well?
I think he had the only heroic.
So part of me kind of thinks he's like, a unique thing amongst the rest of his team. So they've just moved it into an innate ability.
That's it. It was the only heroic.
So with the new tapping
but to be honest,
rules,
Blacksmiths, a lot of people playing Burnish, he didn't have a lot of momentum kicking about. So,
but they also have three legendaries, don't they? Within
this
the
is
team
it.
as well.
So you were never really going to be sort of spending one on a heroic for try hard,
especially because it is such a kind of clutch
yeah.
thing anyway. So it's nice he's just got it innately on his card.
Yeah. So the interesting thing with the new tapping rules, so he's got a 6-inch kick. If he's 3 inches away, it's 3s. If he's 2 inches away, it's 2s from the goal.
Why 2 inches away?
For his impetus, for his try-hard thing.
Oh, yeah. Got you, yeah, when you've been in 2 inches of the enemy goal.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
So that's quite an interesting...
If you're trying to get the tap in anyway, it's worth just going to within 2 inches and getting...
Rather than 3 inches, because he's only 3 inches away for a tap-in now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Okay, so...
He still doesn't make the team.
He's difficult because he was one who... It was really situational. Him and Ferrite did work together for that mental goal run, but it seems like they've kind of nullified it slightly.
Yeah. The thing is, you can set that goal run up, right? And yes, he has got close control, but he will still get just put on the floor.
Yeah.
Even at 3-2, it'll just be get on the floor. So the ball will obviously scatter, ruins all that setup. Ferrite's wasted her turn.
So you still think that potentially it's not enough to include him?
It's not enough to include him. Don't get me wrong, he's less of a victim now being 3-2. But
I think that makes him quite a huge improvement, isn't it?
It is a huge improvement.
Having
not
spent
wrong.
3 years playing a captain competitively that is 3-2 with 16 boxes without tough hide.
And he's 13 with tough hide. I think it's a huge difference.
I suppose, to be fair, he's only got a 1-inch melee and his counter attacks. Oh, and he has
A double push on one.
Right,
Yeah, but you can base him with a 2-inch model.
Yeah. But what my point
He's not
being
done on for it,
is I've played Mason. I've played Masons long enough, so I know how easy a 3-2 player is to knock down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like literally, all of your 3-2 players get knocked down the first chance, and then you just get a shoe in. So he will be exactly the same. And at that point, he can push them away with one.
I don't.
You've got to get.
I may be completely wrong, but I don't know. I think the 3-2 will make a massive difference.
I'm not saying that it doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I still wouldn't take him. If I was going for a beating team,
if you're a 1-inch melee model charging into him, the reality is you're going to take a knockdown as your first option as long as you hit it.
You
and
think
it's harder to hit
you think
because
he
he's still got
death
2
stance? He's a 4-2.
yeah,
That is not a nice. And then his counter attack of a double push on one. That is.
Which, don't get me wrong, it might make a change now that the kicking player starts with a momentum. So it might make a change.
That's what I mean. I think obviously this is just for.
We obviously haven't played
them.
We haven't played them yet, so you never know. It might make a change.
Yeah, we'd have loved to have played them all, but we're trying to release all the guild podcasts.
Yes.
So we're hoping to drop a couple of videos, aren't we, of some of the guilds in action before, but we haven't actually had a chance to go through all of them. So it is all kind of theory hammer.
Exactly.
Theory craft.
Theory ball.
Theory ball.
Anyway.
Here, do you want to look at my theory balls? Over to you, Rich, for your next pair.
Yes.
For the theory balls.
Next pair of
drops his theory balls on the table.
Drops his furry balls on the table.
Graduated from theory to furry there.
I know. It's my life.
Anyway, the next pair is Faris and Bolt. Again, another pair that I didn't tend to take outside of my first few games with them. I played them in pretty much every game when they were first released at SteamCon.
Yes.
But after that, they were kind of relegated a little bit. So Faris.
Did Bolt model put you off at all?
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't want to keep bashing the models, but
especially the thing is, he's all right, but the plastic stalks make it hard to paint. He was wrapped up in masking tape for a long time while I sort of was airbrushing him. And
should have got the alt bolt no.
I didn't like the alt bolt.
I think the alt bolt's worse personally. I know everyone loves the alt bolt, but I don't personally. Anyway, so Faris. She's still got the same move, tack, kick, etc., etc. She's still a Def 2 Armour 3 model, which is still super strong. Again, obviously, knock her on the floor and you start unlocking the
Is she still the fastest model in Guild Ball?
No, there's a lot of speed 10.
I think native.
I haven't
seen. Wrong, she's still got.
I've seen a speed 10 before.
Yeah,
she's a speed 12 with quick foot.
She's a speed. I think the 12 makes her the fastest. But if you're looking at things like Wanda, he has a
5'10".
He has a 5'10".
Oh, sorry, yeah. I haven't really thought about
Dirge. Dirge has a 10 as well, I believe. So a lot of the birds tend to have 10 inches.
She's the fastest player.
Not Fels. Not Fels.
She's a horse, so it's...
No, Faris is a rider.
Yeah, I understand that, but she's sitting on a horse.
Okay.
Anyway, enough of that. So, her playbook has changed. She's still got the non-momentous 1-on-1, but her momentous 1-inch push has dropped down to 1 success. Her Guild Ball symbol is still momentous on 2 successes, but her tackle has now come down from a 3 to a 2. So it kind of opens her up a little bit for that footballing game when it comes around to it. Her double push is now on 3 rather than 4. She still has her non-momentous 2 on 3. Her knockdown still on 4, still momentous, and a cap out of 3 damage on 5. So overall, positive changes to her playbook.
Another Tac 6 player with a 5-long playbook.
Oh, I had a look. Well, after I talked about Anvil, he was the only master before these changes that had tack as long as his playbook.
Yeah, because Ferrite's Tac 5 with a 4-long playbook.
I had a look at all of them while we were talking. Actually, I realised.
You weren't listening to me.
Oh,
I was just doing 2 things at once, multitasking. But it's obviously that the anvil changes has brought him in line with the other masters.
Yeah. Okay, so she still has quick foot, which is obviously still the same cost and range, +2/+2 move, and she still has stagger for -1 death. Her armour has remained the same, so overall, just her playbook that's changed.
2-3 is not a nice result, not a nice thing. As a player who regularly has TAC 4 players, that's just awful.
Smoke's got +1 tack now. What are you moaning about?
No, I was says Mercury and Calculus there, but
If only there was some way of putting a range single out on somebody and then re-rolling your attacks on the charge.
Oh.
So just
Drew's got that.
obviously, but without obviously, right, it's going around about things. But with navigators now, this is a model you'd probably look at playing into navigators.
To be fair, you'd probably run an anvil, a Faris, and maybe Hearth.
Maybe even Iron as well.
Maybe even Iron.
With the 3/2, because most of the navigators attack 4 with like a 3 armour.
Yeah.
They can only get 1 success.
Yeah, but this is the point I've made. I mean, I might be wrong because obviously we've seen. Well, you've played one, haven't you? You've played with them now, and they were a takeout or a 2/2 team. But I'm kind of still in the mindset of you're looking to charge with them, not not do multiple attacks with them. So actually, in that case, 3 rolls and 8 dice, the armor's not going to be.
And to be honest, the guy that you're going to be doing multiple attacks with, obviously Azimuth, he's like attack 7, 6. Either way, the point being is,
5. Yeah.
the point is like 3 armor doesn't matter to him. He's doing his job.
3 armor is still awesome.
3 armor is
playing against navigators.
To be honest, yeah, you definitely take. Well, to be fair, even against navigators, I'd take Iron because he's still close control.
Yes.
So a 3/2 with close control makes their game a lot harder.
Can't double push on 1 because a lot of navigators are 1-inch melee.
This is it. So yeah, Iron would probably make the team in that sort of instance. So anyway,
So actually,
welcome to the Navigators podcast.
what's it called?
Navigators Guide to the Season 4 Guild. Craft.
Hairy balls.
So before we alienate all of the 2 listeners, then we best carry on then.
Yeah, definitely. So she still has Sentinel, which is amazing, and she still has Give It a Whack, where you can sort of do a ranged kick from her melee range.
Polo style, player, isn't it? With the
this is it. So you can end up 2 inches away and then have a kick from there, which is always really nice. She has sadly lost impact, which was once per turn during a sprint. When this model comes into base contact with an enemy model, it may immediately declare an attack.
Did you find that pointless though?
Yes and no. It was always really nice to generate maybe a free momentum.
If you don't
from
do
the
it
2
against
successes, but the problem being is it was really hard to hit that double push.
Yeah.
So if you bumped into a 2-inch melee model, you
even if it's a 1-inch melee model, you've got to hit the double push on 3.
This is what I'm getting at. So you're literally.
I haven't looked at the new card, but as you were talking about it, I thought they'd moved that push down to make it easier to get that off. So I was expecting her to still have it.
This is it, but she no longer has that now. So
I think impact was one of those things. You're like, that's pretty cool, but you're like, actually, when you actually play, you're like, that's pretty pointless.
The thing is, if
free
you
momentum, isn't it?
Yeah, this was all just for the free momentum. But the point being
and then
is,
the parting blow.
You're setting yourself up for a parting blow because you can't push them away. And I don't think I ever hit that knockdown or double push when I tried it because she's only tack 6.
And it's on 4 successes.
Sorry, she has to be based on it.
Yeah, so it's when she bases, even a 1-inch model, she's got to hit the double push.
Yeah.
So it was really kind of pointless unless you were sort of running round a player to engage somebody else.
And you impacted them on the wrong side to tackle the ball and then shoot.
This is it. So
situational time.
It was so situational. So anyway, it ended up causing more problems than whatever. So she's got her legendary play. Ride Off.
I like it.
It has got better. The new Ride Off legendary. This model gains +1/+2 kick and may make a kick once during its activation without spending influence. Really nice. It's very nice. It would be better if she had maybe a Colossus character play where she could pick the ball up from 2 inches or something like that. But
I ain't got it anymore.
All right, fine. If this model has the captain model type, while within this aura, other friendly models gain +1/+2 kick and may make a kick once during their activations without spending influence. So amazing. It's kind of like an amazing football legend.
Football legend or like a Pinvice legendary type thing.
Yeah, this is it. So overall,
that is so good.
If she's sitting in the middle, maybe 6 inches away from Alloy for a snapshot turret, all of a sudden he's just ramped up.
Or yeah, because you could bring player onto the pitch with no influence, like be age, so from the goal, and you can go legendary, passing the ball,
Yep.
bang, you can do one for free.
This is it. So
I really like that.
it's a really nice legendary.
I think that is such a well thought out legendary.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Yep. Cool. So that's Faris, and then we've got Bolt. So he's now no longer the only player with stamina. Which which made him the fastest man on foot, but obviously now that's been taken by
Mr. Saw.
Bonesaw. So anyway, Bolt, he's still 1-inch melee. He has 13 health still. His stat line has remained exactly the same. His playbook has remained exactly the same. His
character players remain exactly.
and his character players have remained exactly the same. To be honest, I expected Shumarang to take a nerf.
No, it's Changon.
No, it hasn't.
No, yeah, it's got to target other model because you could Shumarang yourself to knock someone else down.
Okay, yeah. All right, so small rewording.
Yeah, 'cause that's what everyone did.
I used to Shumarang myself and knock someone down.
No, it says choose an... Yeah.
It used to be target model suffers 2 damage, and enemy model within 4 inches suffers a knockdown.
Yeah, so yeah, it was deal 2 damage
like,
to himself.
I'll take 2 and knock you down.
Apologies, yeah. So so he now has to target an enemy. Because if you're running towards like maybe a nimble velocity.
Nimble velocity in cover, you say?
I'll take 2 damage. Get on the floor.
Yeah.
So
then if I
you can
charge
still target your own players.
No, but it's target other.
It's target other.
So you used to, with his speed, you used to send him forward.
You don't have to. You could target one of your own friendly players, and if you target a friendly, do you have to roll the attack?
No. But so literally, he could target Anvil.
He could knock somebody down.
He could target.
Sturdy,
He could target.
No, you don't knock him down. You do 2 damage to your friendly,
and then someone else within 4 takes the knockdown. So you could target Anvil, who only takes 1 damage through Tough Hide.
But then what I'm saying
and then,
is with that,
use that to knock
Anvil's got to be forward, got to be within 4 inches of thing, and within.
But now Anvil's faster. He can be sort of making his way around the pitch again.
You can just sack off 2 points off anyone you want. It doesn't have to be Anvil, but Anvil's a good choice. But yeah, you can still get that auto knockdown. You just can't run him up, take 2 damage, and knock.
Because that's the idea about you pass the ball to him, kind of thing. He runs off, goes and scores a goal. Not like 2 damage himself, knocks someone else down, goes and charges them, bounces off them, and scores.
Well, to be honest, because he still has tutelage from Faris, so provided he starts within 6 inches, he can do a character play for free. So considering both of his character plays cost 2, it's a massive boon for him to be able to do it. Because obviously he's still got I'm open, so he can do an out of activation pass.
So. Would you consider taking Faris?
He's a 5'8" kick under Faris's legendary.
He is.
That's a thing. That's a thing.
And yeah, as I mentioned, he still has stamina, so he still gets to make a 4-inch jog at the start of his activation.
I like it.
I do like him, but it's really just a stealth nerf, so he can't target himself.
But with the buffs to Faris, with the legendary.
But that's only for 1 turn.
Whereas you need the 1 turn to score a goal to win, don't you? So.
You need 3 goals overall. Whereas
you just use Sledge and Cinder for takeouts, and then go and score the 2 goals.
To be fair, like look at in that perspective. If you took a Faris Bolt,
Alloy, Hearth.
No. Even if you didn't, if you went for Faris Bolt, Anvil, and Sledge, between Faris and Bolt, you have your goal. So you could then go for maybe Burnish and Cast.
Yeah.
For 2 more takeouts, or maybe even Cinder. So spoilers.
Yeah,
or to be fair, you could take Furnace and Cinder.
Yeah.
So I feel the changes to Faris and Bolt make them a lot more viable.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to take them together, or could you take Bolt on his own?
I would never take Bolt on his own.
Because he's still got 2/2 cost.
He's got 3 influence, and both of his character plays cost 2.
Yeah.
So I would never take him on his own.
No.
I don't.
So they come as a pair, effectively. I know some of the others you can.
Same as Hearth and Alloy.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave.
Yeah.
Well, spoilers, but you might end up taking Alloy on his own.
Nah.
That's just you because you're salty about 1 change to Alloy.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, Burnish. I keep bringing up the wrong cards. Burnish, his Stats have stayed the same. His health has stayed the same. His playbook has stayed the same. So again, one of those ones that hasn't really had a huge amount of change stat-wise, or any change stat-wise. But his character plays have changed slightly. Reduction was a zero-cost character play, and as we've talked before, zero costs have gone. Spoilers, it's moved to the back, but I'll go through that in a little while. Flame Belch has had a slight reduction in that it only does 2 damage now rather than the 3 it did before. Still costs 6, and its range is reduced.
Cost 2.
Sorry, cost 2. Cost 6 would be very expensive, but they can only have 5 influence. I'm going to make one mistake in every podcast.
Yeah. So flame.
Okay, so yeah, Flame Belch is now a 2 damage, and its range of 4 inches. But obviously that reduction is in line with the other changes because it's still an AOE.
Yeah, so it's no AOE thing.
So it's
lost half an inch.
Yeah, lost half an inch and 1 point of damage. But they still.
I think that's probably fair because the amount of time someone's tooled him up, he's done his legendary, they've just done 3 of that and done 12 damage.
And because it's an AOE, you can put 12 damage on 2 people that are stood within 3 inches of each other.
To be fair, killing minks from full health with Burnish was always delicious.
Yeah. So you'd argue that shouldn't be possible.
That shouldn't be a thing. From range.
It's a negative play experience, but...
She couldn't kill one person for a turn. Back to the card?
No, Kill the Ball. So Kill the Ball's still the same though, but it's unchanged.
Yeah.
But he's still got it. So back of the card, that's where Reduction's gone. So Reduction's moved to the back. It's still the same. So once during the model's activation, position an area within 2 inches. Friendly models within this AoE remove all conditions they're suffering.
And then suffer burning.
And then suffer the burning condition. Now, I was just looking because it doesn't actually specify 3 inches, but I'm assuming it just means that AoEs are always 3 inches.
Yeah, an AoE is always 3, yeah.
Guaranteed. So they've just removed that kind of 3 inch AoE because all the AoEs are 3 inches. Reinforced plating is still there, but it's changed. So now, once it's got an aura now, before it was when this model is hit by a successful enemy character play, they can spend an MP to remove, ignore the damage and effects. But now it is a 1 inch aura, once per turn. When a friendly model within this aura is hit by an enemy character play, the model hit ignores all damage and effects of the character play.
That's a buff.
That is a buff. That is basically a guaranteed ignoring a character play on one of your models. It could be him or somebody within an inch of him. So I suppose a lot of people talked about the fact that you have to have the momentum in order to be able to use that.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's a bit situational.
Yeah.
And so I can see why they've done it. They've just made it a bit of an easier way to achieve it, and also giving it a boost so that people within an inch can do it as well. His legendary play is still called Covering Fire. The native legendary for him is still the same. So this model may use a character play once during its activation without spending influence.
That costs 6 Flame Belch.
Yeah, the cost 6 Flame Belch.
Cost 6 Flame Belch. Yeah, that's the only way they can do Flame Belch is during his legendary turn with the 6 influence play. If this model has the captain model type, the reinforced plating becomes a 6 inch aura and may be used twice instead of only once.
That's amazing.
That's
so
good.
In theory it's still the same. I think before it was while within other friendly guild models gain reinforced plating, so you could spend more momentum to actually negate all of the character plays coming in, which was strong if you've got the momentum. But now you can use it twice and it's a 6 inch aura.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. That's just 2 guaranteed ignoring character plays.
That could be any, I think of the nasty character plays, if you like your goads, your anything.
This is it.
Or blind, it could be anything, couldn't it?
So
You've got to ignore that blind.
So, Rich, what do you think? Fair? Considering everyone always played him as captain.
To be honest, recently there's been a lot of Anvil being played and people winning events with Anvil, but from the perspective of that, Burnish will definitely see a lot less of the table. He's much less of an auto include now, generally because you're losing out on
12 damage on doing potentially multiple models.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you can only do it once, but
you can 12 damage on 2 models is huge.
Definitely, totally. But Flame Belch. The problem is it kind of invalidates him now. Because
does it?
Yeah, because if you're looking at it in the fact that if you haven't told him up, obviously you probably would, but one heal now has completely undone.
But no.
Influence
But
of the
I think the thing is, the moving. Obviously, the intention of Blacksmith is the master sets him up, the apprentice takes him down. So his thing, it probably isn't about the damage.
Totally,
it's more about getting the burning
out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree, but it's expensive to be getting just burning out.
2 influence to get burned onto a couple of people.
I get ya, but it's really low range now.
It's half an inch less. Half an inch less.
Yeah, but still, he's a character that's he's not exactly hard to kill. So with that extra
3-2
with 18 boxes, he's not
black art. My barometer for life.
I think
he's still only 1 inch.
To be honest, I don't think.
It's a massive nerf to Burnish, and don't get me wrong, you have got something back with reinforced plating.
I think he's now been toned towards the way he should be playing is setting up cast.
Oh yeah, sorry, Fireforge has gone as well. I think that's just a rule that's disappeared.
To ignore burning.
Yeah, to ignore the first burning.
Yeah, because lots of people went, I'm going to do reduction, I'm going to remove all conditions, and then they ignore burning.
Exactly.
So it was kind of like But I think the thing with these is to
be honest, with how cast has changed, I can see obviously why Burnish has been turned down, because as we'll hear in a moment, cast has been turned up. But I don't know. I think having a nerf from 3 damage down to 2 does still sting a little bit.
I can see potentially him not coming out of the captain as often.
Yeah.
Although that character play ignoring move for a turn is kind of really good. It's with a 6-inch.
See, you think you're playing against?
If you're playing against hunters,
you're playing against alchemists, that kind of thing.
Rats.
Rats don't have a great deal of character plays to influence. It's only one person.
Avoiding Rataclysm.
Rataclysm doesn't target the model.
Hit, just not target. It's
right. Yeah.
So in theory, you'd
ignore the 3 damage and disease.
3 damage and disease, and ignoring disease is big against rats.
So I hear. Right, cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cast. I'll just bring her card up.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I do love.
Cast has got better.
I was looking through these before we started recording, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll paint my Blacksmith because some of these models are looking really nice. So cast, her melee was only stayed the same, her health stayed the same. Her stats though have had a change. So her move has gone up, so she's a lot faster on the jog now. She used to be a 5'8", she's now a 7'9".
That's fictional speed.
So yeah, really nice speed.
What's 6'9"?
Attack 5, 4-6 kick, so she's in that kind of striker range with a healthy kickstart, or an engineer's kind of kickstart really. Her defence has improved as well, and she was a little bit of a victim before on a 3-1 with 13 boxes.
She's just lost Charm Mail, hasn't she?
She's lost Charm Mail, but gained +1 defence in general.
So in theory,
yeah,
she's just 4-1 now against everybody rather than being 4-1 against Mail.
Unlucky girls.
She's obviously lost a few of her looks in the change from season 3 to season 4.
You can't say that, Dave.
It's only charmed male or charmed female. It
doesn't mean look. She could be charmed. She got a winning personality.
She could be less charming,
Some charming.
Good sense of humour. And the influences stay the same. So 1-4 influence, which is fairly standard across the apprentices. Her playbook has had a bit of an evolution. She's still got non-momentous 1 damage on 1, but she's gained a 1-inch dodge on 1 as well, which is nice, but you'd kind of probably not take it given something we'll cover on the back of her card.
Yeah.
She's got a momentous 2 on 2 successes and a momentous Guild Ball symbol on 2 successes as well. So previously that was on 3 successes. And she's got 2 character plays, which we'll go through, but they're generally the same as they were. Her tackle has moved up 1, so she's now gone up to a tackle on 3 successes, non-momentous, and she's still got the non-momentous push dodge on 3. She does momentous 3 damage on 4 successes, a non-momentous Guild Ball symbol and push dodge on 5 successes.
Yep, that's
and
5.
A momentous 6 on 6.
Nice.
finding it really hard to go through the playbooks, and then you kind of trying to work out where you've got to as you're going through.
Pro tip: I use my fingers as I'm doing my count.
So she's her playbook is longer than her attack, but she's obviously got that tasty 6 damage at the very top of it. So she's still got that huge damage potential. Her character plays, as I say, have stayed the same. So she's got Shield Glare, which is range 6, so you can proc it off your playbook and target somebody else. Target enemy model suffers -1 attack and -1 defense, and that's not once per turn either. So in theory, you can
glare it
fire that out and shine your glare in.
Put it on 4 people.
And she's got Shield Throw, which is target enemy model suffers 2 damage if the target is in possession of the ball, loses possession of the ball, then perform a scatter. Basically. Yeah, they've changed the wording slightly to clarify
from
circular scatter. Rather than a standard scatter, so I'm assuming that's a wording change for season 4 rulebook. And then effectively you scatter the ball. The back of her playbook,
back of the card,
she's retained Burning Passion, so that +1 damage to playbook damage results while attacking an enemy model suffering the burning condition, so she still dials up her damage against them. Her Swift Strike has stayed on her, but obviously it's had a change for every model that's got it, so it's now a 2-inch dodge. So her dodge potential has gone up a great deal.
Her counter attack has just got so much better.
Yeah, so it makes me wonder why they've given her a 1-inch dodge on
for the wrap.
One
so when you wrap on the charge, you'll do a momentous 6 and then wrap for the dodge, and you get a 3-inch dodge and a momentous 6.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is strong.
Then she's got a 4-6 kick.
Unless they're burning, in which case obviously just take the 1 damage.
So it'd be 7, 8, 9 damage.
Yeah. As we've already covered, she's lost Charm Mail.
So, in terms of that, what I think, still really good. I think the burnish thing doesn't hit as much with her being able to jank around a lot more.
With her movement being increased, she can afford to whip out on the wing a little bit more and then pick her targets.
She's an apprentice that you don't need to take burnish with her in order for her to be switched on.
She works just as well with Furnace.
You've got Furnace handing out burning as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Although obviously
Burnish, you can't do it from range.
Yeah, Burnish is doing it from range, so he's still there to fire up somebody before she goes in. But again, because of the extra things she's gained, in theory, she's an absolute golden striker as well. So send her in if she misses the tackle.
Well, on
4-6 is a strong kick.
Forest is legendary 5-8.
That's really not hit a chord with you, hasn't it?
I like buffs to kick things and stuff. That's like, that's super shot. That's having super shot to somebody.
Yeah.
To your whole team.
Give me super shot to
and
everybody.
A free kick.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah, this is it. So you can spend that extra influence to maybe do a bit more damage, and then you can kick the ball in. Yeah. It's good.
So I've got the final pair.
You have?
If we know.
It's the salty pair.
I don't think there's any issue with them. So, Hearth and Alloy. So, we'll start with the old lady with a bag of tools.
One of my favourite models in Guild.
Yeah.
No one expects the Hearth activation.
No. So, she's kept the 2-inch melee, she's kept the 4-6 move, she's kept the attack of 5, she's kept the 3-6 kick, she's kept the 2-2 armour and defence, and she's kept her influence. Her playbook's changed slightly. So, she's still got a juicy momentous knockdown on 1. She's still got all 1 damage, momentous push on 2. She's now got the choice between a momentous tackle or a momentous double push on 3. And then she's got a non-momentous 3 on 4. So what they've done is they've moved the double push down from 4 boxes down to from the 4th column down to the 3rd, which is good.
It's nice.
So
her counter attack is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Yes.
I'm sturdy. What you got?
Her character plays, so she's still got instructions, so target friendly apprentice models next attack gains +2 net hits. And she's also got use this still, which is target friendly guild models melee zone is 2 inches. Still got those, still good. She's still got match experience, which is when a friendly model within this order uses pass and move. Both the receiving and the kicking model may make a 4-inch dodge instead of only one being able to do so.
Which has been I presume will be a clarification in season 4.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll now be give and go or
pass and move.
And move.
We've seen that. One of the something it's just.
So instead, they've clarified a lot of the thing.
Shrunk it down. It's like come on, mate, and stuff.
It's rest and encourage.
Rest and encourage, and then this is just the
it's just pass and move.
Pass and move.
So now,
either person can use it.
Exactly. Whereas Hearth only used to affect give and go, which was I make a pass and I dodge.
Yeah. Okay. So she's also got sturdy. Ignore the first knockdown. Her legendary has changed. Her legendary is so good. So, it's still called Armory. It's still got the first bit, which is this model's melee zone is 3 inches, which is incredible for when she goes down and knocks down everyone. Then also in a 6-inch aura, if this model has a captain model type, it may use instruction 3 times during its activation without spending influence. And while within this aura, the friendly model's melees are 2 inches. Ooh, that is incredible. So all your apprentices here have +2 net hits, +2 net hits. Here, have a 2-inch melee as well. Oh, any of the masters within 6 inches? Anvil, come and have a 2-inch melee. Come and help yourself, lads.
Yeah, this is it.
Ferrite, you want one? You have one and all.
So Sledge is getting 5 net hits for free.
Yeah, so
before
he's
even made
I think he's momentous 6 without rolling a dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And knockdown. I think the 6 and knockdown.
Only on the charge.
Only on the charge.
So she is incredible. So they've kind of turned the crazy old lady up to 11 with that as a support piece.
Yeah.
The only challenge you'll have with her is the 4-6 move and the 6-inch aura means that she's got to kind of stand somewhere.
It means
she's got
she's a bit more further forward. She's got to be further forward.
It means for the first 2 turns, you're probably going to be moving her max distance to try and keep up with everybody.
It's not as if she can. It's not as if she can pass the ball and they can both take a dodge.
No,
because she still has a strong kick. She's still 3-6, which is still really good.
And then if you're within 3 inches of your friendly model, it's needing 3s.
Or if you're even next to Faris, you're on +1/+2.
You wouldn't waste your legendary for that.
No, because to be fair, Hearth will be captain.
True, good point.
So, Alloy. You ready, Rich?
No.
He's had one minor change, but we'll talk about that in a moment. So, he's still got his 1-inch melee. He's still got a 7-9 move. He's still got his tap 5. Basically, his whole thing stayed the same with the 3-8 kick, the 4-1 defense, and the 1-4 influence. His playbook is identical. His character plays are identical, so he's still got acrobatic, he's still got dirty knives, he's still got 12 boxes. Back of his cards, he's still got Back to the Shadows, he's still got Arsenal Hearth, but there's only one small change within that, which is if this model starts activation within 6 inches of the named friendly model, this model gains a benefit for the remainder of the turn. So you can only choose +1 0 kick or anatomical precision. You can no longer choose a 2-inch melee zone. That is it.
Bullshit.
And yet the world has come crashing down around Rich's ears.
So basically what it means is you've got to activate Alloy second to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah. This is it. He's no longer fire him off straight away turn 1, snatch the ball and score a goal.
Well, he is.
He isn't, because if the ball's now sitting on a unpredictable movement player, you can no longer base them.
There's not a lot of 2-inch, but then
there's enough out there that they can be a safe ball carrier.
Grayscales.
Kick it. Okay.
Obulus.
So kick the ball off centrally. Do the kick off with him centrally. You've got momentum as well. You've then got the speed to go up to him and do it. The unpredictable away, acrobatic in.
Not really.
By an attack,
if they
you've got a momentous tackle on 2.
The point being is if they then take the ball and run off to the edge of the pitch with the ball, he's
no.
Going
What I'm saying is, you go first activation.
I don't think that having a way of bypassing a model that's that potent on the kickoff with a couple of models in a couple of factions is like the end of the world.
No.
It's true, but it's reducing his range by an extra inch. Plus, it means that after you've kicked, you then can't go off and steal the ball. Because you're saying that, yes, okay, they might pass to an unpredictable model, okay? There's very few that are 2-inch melee. But what you've also got to look at is if he's only 1-inch melee, he's going to have to then engage that 1-inch melee unpredictable model, and he's still out of range. So it opens it up to all unpredictable models. So you've then got your Zerolas, you've then got your Cinders, etc., etc. So unpredictable shuts him down. Also, what you've got to look at is because you're then wasting another activation to then put...
No, we're not wasting it. You're giving him instruction.
But you're giving him instruction and then 2-inch melee. But again...
Which means he's guaranteed a momentous tackle.
And he can take anatomical precision or an extra...
I agree. But what you've then got to also look at is after a second activation by the other player, before Alloy can then go, the ball can be halfway across the pitch.
But then if you've got Faris in your team, she puts quick foot on.
But then but that's another one. That's another activation, and you're also dictating.
It's one of those things. A kickoff turn isn't going to be everybody doing lots of stuff. It's going to be the person that's far enough forward, whoever you've decided to put forward. In any guild, it's why I do my black card kickoff. You load that person out to be the person that does the work that turn.
I totally agree.
And then everybody else moves into position for turn 2. So.
I think all it is, it's reduced.
You can't do it.
It's reduced.
It's made him a lot harder to use.
It's basically got rid of an auto first activation goal.
Yes, but a lot of people, say Vitriol, have kept that. So why has Alloy been singled out as to not have that anymore?
She hasn't kept that. So with
she could still go and score a goal.
Vitriol with it, you had to get a good thing to get the momentous result.
She's now, but she's flat out a 2-inch melee model.
Okay, so
she's got a really good move.
Okay, so she also can't dish out the non-momentous 5 damage at the top of the playbook.
But she can't take
Alloy, anatomical precision.
My point being is, if you're using Alloy to generate the 5 damage at the top, right? Either you've got no one else left to go with, or you're desperate.
But then, if
you're expecting an attack 5 model to hit 6 successes,
they're different models. So he's got a Bible dodge.
What I'm getting at is
he's got a defense debuff to people.
He's deliberately been shut down from doing his turn 1 goal.
Yes. But then he's also a toolbox player, so he's got lots and lots of different things available.
By toolbox player, you mean he's got dirty knives?
He can take anatomical precision, he can gain an extra kick, he's got the ability to increase his thing, he's got the ability to gain auto net hits.
He could be a 5'10 and the Faris is legendary.
but also he's got he can get the auto 2 hits, so regardless of any player in the game, he can walk up and take a momentous tackle and then buy a dodge away.
What I'm getting
at... And he can have a 2-inch melee as long as half's gone beforehand.
But this is my point. Basically, it's just a flat-out nerf.
Yeah,
it's literally shut down his job.
Only nerfed a first activation for Alloy.
Yeah.
He only has to go second.
Yeah,
and their first activation is going to be collect the ball and pass it to someone.
Yep.
And their second activation is going to be pass it to somebody else.
Pass it to someone outside of Alloy's range.
But
his range is huge.
Like
if he's got a 7-inch jog, he's right near the centre circle of the halfway line. He's got 9.
He doesn't need a 7-inch jog. He jogs forward 7. He can jog forward 6. And he goes 9 inches.
You have to jog forward 6. You have to jog. You can't go his full distance to remain within 6 of half.
Yeah, but in fact, you could jog the whole 7 because half's got to go first and jog up.
A 9-inch move.
But again,
a 9-inch move.
A Bible dodge.
So he's 6 inches forward. He's then got a 9-inch move, a Bible dodge. He could have quick foot on him from
and 2-inch mellow.
Faris. He could have what's her name's Ferrite can boost movement.
On the legend. Okay, so
Anvil can dodge everybody forward 2 inches.
Yep.
He can literally be anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah.
It's just he can't do it on the first activation.
Which is a big negative for for his job generally, for everyone who uses Alloy, is to steal and score turn 1. That's his job.
Or you could just wait and wait for them to score, and then you score.
So the biggest gripe is you can't start the game. If you can't start the game 4-0 up.
Well, anyone would complain if they've lost that. But also the additional, what you're looking at, is Hearth now has to have at least 1 on her to give out the 2-inch melee. So it's costing you an extra influence for something that you used to get for free. Do you know what I mean? And if he's having 4 on him anyway...
But then he's also, for the cost of her 1, you can also gain a kick for free and an anatomical for free.
Totally, but if you've got net hits, you don't need anatomical.
So you get the extra kick and make you kick 4-8.
6'8", 6'10" under Faris.
Yes. What I'm saying is, yes, it's a slight nerf, but I don't think it's a major nerf.
It is. I'm not denying it's a nerf, but I don't think it's as bad as.
I think it's unnecessary, to be honest, because, like I said, a lot of guilds have still got the ability to do it straight away.
Yes, but these have also got. These are the guilds. The guilds have got the ability to it are predominantly footballing guilds.
Yes, and you can play Blacksmiths as a footballing team,
But
which is where their
supposed to be a mix.
flexibility comes in.
So this is where now we're seeing is the changes. Are they making them more to be like a 2-2 guild?
To be honest, they've always been a 2-2 guild because with Burnish, you were getting the damage turn 1 and then finishing players off turn 2, which again now is less likely because Burnish's damage has been reduced.
So they've made it so the apprentices have got to do the legwork.
Yes.
Which is the theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see that they've all got these kind of crazy high potential damage results, and so that's what they're kind of gearing towards. I'm just thinking, you give Alloy a 2-inch melee from half, anatomical,
And tool him up.
and instruction, and he can go in and he's got a 2 net hit anyway. He's then got tack 9 on the charge, and he's got a momentous tackle double dodge on 5 successes.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be that hard to hit.
So realistically,
still go in
if Hearth goes first, you can go use this instruction. He can charge in very comfortably and get the tackle double dodge.
And it's one of those things that eventually they're going to have to pass the ball to somebody who hasn't got unpredictable movement or close control.
No, I agree, but all that time, because you've ran so far forward with Alloy, he's out there flapping with the stack, which means he's open there to, say, fire, to reduce him, or a blast earth to again reduce his movement distance.
It's not kicking team starts with momentum to clear conditions
glide.
or glide.
Yeah.
True, but then again, you need to guarantee then that you make sure you get a momentous result.
Which with instruction you are with your momentous tackle.
Yeah, true, but again, what you're also looking at is the receiving team is then generating momentum through passing. So they're then getting the momentum that they wouldn't normally have if you've then gone and scored a goal. And then at the end of the day, he's still it's easy for people who haven't used Alloy to say, oh, it doesn't make a lot of difference.
I think the words that I've seen bandied around and I've heard come from your lips as well is that Alloy is like the best non-captain.
One of the best squaddies in the game.
Yeah,
he's one of the best football guys in the game.
Yeah, so I don't think it's harsh that they've kind of toned him down with a very minor change.
It just means it's one activation difference.
Yeah,
it's true.
It gives you a bit of counterplay to it.
It gives a lot more chance to get the ball away. Because even if you're not passing the ball between, say for argument's sake, you're playing into butchers, they don't need the ball to win.
No.
They can literally boot the ball off to the opposite side into space, and then he'll never get it.
Anyway.
But they could do that first activation anyway, regardless. So the 2-inch melee's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, pin it off in the corner and that's it. We're into the scrums.
Yeah.
Or Allo can run off and get the ball, but it's going to take a turn or two to do it.
But look at it this way, it would be then maybe a pass to ball for the 4-inch dodge to get him forwards, and then Alloy's sitting there with his 12 boxes, just not looking too happy, and then straight away he's gone, he's dead.
Ball's got a 9-inch threat range.
Yes, and after a 4-inch dodge,
give Alloy instruction and.
But by that point, it's been 2 activations, and Ball has killed the 12-box Alloy with 4 on him because he's going in for his goal.
Because if Ball's going to dodge in with the ball to get within 9 inches, then Alloy can get the ball off him with a tackle double dodge.
Yeah.
Without needing 2-inch melee.
Yeah. I think until we play it, do you know what I mean?
I don't think Alloy will get a tackle double dodge off Ball.
He's 3-0, isn't he?
3-0.
And you've 9 dice.
You've all seen how I roll. I'm not using Dave's dice.
You need 5 3s on 9 dice.
It's not happening.
Bonus time for 10 dice.
You've got your momentum.
Momentum already, getting the momentum off the tackle double dodge.
What I'm getting at is it's quite a nasty thing to take.
And you can take the +1 kick, so actually you'd be rolling it'd be a 4-8 kick.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need the extra momentum for the bonus time,
No.
well, you always want it, but you wouldn't need it because you can still take the +1 kick because you can something against Ball.
He could charge him, yeah. Well, if he needed to, he could also like dirty knives him potentially just to make him 2s.
Well, no, he couldn't do that because then he couldn't charge in.
Oh no, he couldn't. No.
Well, he could, but he definitely would be left hanging.
Yeah, but
Not unless he's in Farron. It's legendary for a free kick.
I feel we've taught this one. Overall,
it's the biggest talking point because I know it's one of the strongest players in the guild, and you were kind of that was part of your big your tactics were kind of not centered around it, but
essentially, if you
a lot of turn one was around. This is it. A lot has changed because a lot of turn one was around Alloy getting his goal and Burnish setting some fools on fire.
Yeah,
that was
mine.
So now Burnish is like my turn one.
He's still setting people on fire,
but he's still setting people on fire. But one, he has to be closer,
half an inch.
But the point being is because Burnish is quite a slow character, he then has to spend the one for the run. Because rather than going his 5-7.
But then if you've got, it makes you change your lineup as well. Because then if you've got, say, your Anvil who can do his 2-inch dodge forward, then so it makes you ask questions that you wouldn't normally ask.
Totally, yeah, no, I completely agree. I can see the Blacksmith 6 being a lot different.
You could still hang Alloy back without going the full 6 inches forward, and as long as you've got the right team, in that you've got Faris and you've got Anvil and Hearth as your masters, then he can still get 15 inches of threat from where he starts. So if you jog him forward 4 inches, he's threatening.
He can threat anywhere on the
2
pitch.
or 3 inches into the opposition's deployment zone.
Yeah.
So he can still go like the clappers. It's just you can't do it first activation. Turn one.
This is it.
So I don't see that as a major issue, but that's probably because of the way I play my turn one. I play my turn one to load up
Blackheart.
Done the exact same thing with Vitriol. There's now with her to do her Alpha Strike, you need another activation. So you need to walk Catalyst up to be someone with a condition within 2 inches of her. So then she has to get a 2-inch dodge.
This is it. So basically, I think overall what we can take is that it's made the Blacksmith 6 a lot more fluid because although Hearth has been dialed up with Alloy not being as good as he was. I don't think you'll see them in every team like you used to.
No,
not in a bad way.
The point being,
you want variety.
The point being is, I can see a legit six fighters, 6 brawlers now.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where I think I can't think of that many strikers that could do a first activation goal.
Mist,
Flint, Mist. Alloy, Vitriol.
No, not Alloy anymore. That's what I mean.
No.
If you're saying Alloy now, well, he still do it.
Can still
I'm
do
still
it.
talking as if he can't, but I still feel like he can do it.
Vitriol can situationally, but she prefers to have the person.
Your dedicated strikers will do it turn one.
Yeah,
It's you're thinking
and
Piper.
Piper can. The people who struggle are Friday because she's got no dodges and things like that.
Piper hasn't.
She's got to push though, hasn't she?
Yeah,
she's got to push and time's called.
Yeah, but I've always liked the fact that Friday can score with 1 influence and a momentum and 2 momentum.
Right, so I feel we've kind of talked.
So we've talked to them. We've done them quite a bit, haven't we? So overall, I think there's some nice changes, and overall, I think it's quite positive. But I certainly probably won't be taking blacksmiths to tournaments now.
Okay.
I think they've made a guild that's hard to use, harder to use.
I think they've opened.
Thoughts, Dave?
I think they've opened up the potential for. It's not like a standard 6, or it's not like there's like 4 models that are going to come every single game, and then there's a couple more you can put in depending on what you want to do to get your last VPs. So I think there's options there. I'm not quite as down on Alloy as you are, so I suppose for me it's not quite as much of an end of the world, but I haven't played them in a tournament. Will I take him? Probably. Depends if I can get my alchemist assembled in time.
Yeah. What's it got to do with your blacksmiths?
He wants a broken team rather than blacksmiths.
They're not broken.
Okay. Is this going to be mentioned on every single podcast?
I hadn't mentioned it until then.
I didn't mention it.
Dave brought them up.
Okay, so
overall, I think there's still going to be a fun guild to use. I'll definitely still be using them, probably just more in a casual setting.
This is our second review, season 4 guild review, if that's what we're calling it.
Is that the official name?
I don't know. We'll decide on one by episode 3. And the two that we've gone through, it's not all about they're kind of crazy powerful or anything like that. It's just they all read like really fun to play and interesting and different enough that they'll provide different experiences when you're playing them and when you're playing against them, which is all I ever really want. Because I'm not I like playing in competition or in tournaments, and I like the fact that everything is really well balanced in the game. So there's not like a team that you have to pick to win.
Yeah. It's not really rock paper scissors.
But
Generally, the better player wins on the day, regardless.
But I'm never playing in a tournament to win it, so I'm not really that competitive. I'm just playing to get some games in and have a good time. So I see these two guilds as being potentials for us to have a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So my thought is, I really like the legendaries. All the some of the legendaries are a bit like kind of thing.
Yeah, some of them are a bit
pointless,
vanilla.
These ones all do something cool. I don't think there's a bad legendary.
No.
So I think that really stipulates. So your captain pick now isn't on about the way you want to play. You're thinking like, okay, so how am I approaching this game? Oh, do I want the extra kick? Am I likely to want to kick the ball about and go for a goal?
Yeah.
Have they got like an Ox Legendary type turn coming up? Do I need my tough hide across my team? When he goes Ox Legendary, I go, I'm the Legendary. And then do you know what I mean? That kind of thing too.
Yeah, to be honest, I think the trap with blacksmiths, right, is to get tied up in
a 6.
1 or 6, but my point being is, I don't think you should pick your captain based around their legendary.
No.
You also need to factor in what they can do with 5 influence.
Yeah.
Because Hearth, okay, she can knock a few players down, right? But she's slow as shit. So how many players is she actually going to be able to reach in order to knock them down with the 5 influence? Do you know what I mean? So you need to think...
She threats 9 inches, don't she, with her?
With her legendary, yeah. But that's 1 turn.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Anvil, with putting out singled out, is a lot more useful for those 5 influence, because he can go, right, knock down, singled out. I'm going to walk over here. You can get knocked down as well. Do you know what I mean? I think he can probably do a lot more because he's faster as well.
Yeah.
And obviously he's putting out Sentinel.
I think this is one of the things about so Sentinel's good. I'm just thinking the whole guild's built around the masters set it up. The apprentices go out and do the momentous damage, don't they? So all you're looking for is setup pieces. So the 5 influence is how can you best apply that 5 influence to switch on your apprentices.
So if you've got
Burnish, if you've got casting, then you definitely want to go Burnish, go 1 turn and set 4 people on fire, because then she's got options.
Then you've got an activation to go, shit, I need to start clearing burning. Oh no, I can't do it all.
Clear it all.
Just right, I'm going to Johnny Name.
And now she's faster, she can threaten them.
And the 2-inch dodges off
and
them.
You drop Hearth in to give her a 2-inch melee, so that she's a lot harder to
shut down,
counter attack, and
she's got swift strikes for 2-inch dodges.
Exactly. To be honest, I can really see cast with a 2-inch melee and 2-inch dodges. She's going to score a lot of goals.
Yeah, exactly. And then give her use this as what whatever instruction as well.
Yeah,
it's just for 1 moment here. I have 2 net hits. It's incredible. You do that to Cinder. There you go. I'm auto tackling you from range.
This is it.
So you kind of you take Burnish and then have cast be your kick-off model rather than alloy, and all of a sudden Burnish has got to get up the pitch and throw out burning, and then you've got her. She can then be a 2-inch melee tackle player with Hearth in the team as well. After a bit of setup,
you kill the ball. I'm going to put you in the
9 inches with a 2-inch melee, so it's 11-inch threat. She's 5 inches up the board already, so she's already threatening their deployment zone.
I meant 7 at the top of a play, but with a 2-inch dodge as well.
She can either take a player out, flat out take them out, or she can score the goal. And it's like, which one do you want me to do?
I really like them. I really, really enjoy the Blacksmiths. It's a team that's always interested me. But I'm relatively happy with the changes, because it's made you ask more questions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I looked at some of the cards and just thought, I'm really excited to try them out in season 4. So I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. So I think that's probably it.
Let's wrap it up there. We've got a new another podcast to record after this one. So
thank you very much for listening. Thank you to Singled Out for letting us freeload off your web space.
Yep.
I've been Luke.
Rich.
Dave.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.